hear us, so I probably should just start over.
It doesn't matter. It's fine. We're going to clip this out anyway. Right? All right. So again, welcome to Ask Bill McCabe Thursday nights at 8, episode 162. Bill's in Georgia. I'm in Florida. I'm here hanging out with my dad. My mom and brother are on a cruise. My cousin's getting married, and or she got married today, yesterday. I don't know. I'm not there, so I'm here. She got married sometime. What's up, Bill? How's everything going?
Good.
You miss me, or you're like, oh my God, I have 5 more days of vacation till she gets back? That's probably what you're thinking. I don't blame you.
Not at all, Kasha. So that's not at all true.
I'm thinking that.
Well, I'm not. Working over the phone is kind of frustrating sometimes.
You think?
Yeah.
Oh God. I think I need a Xanax. That was not fun.
Okay, well, we got it now.
And my phone, my red phone is there somewhere. It's there somewhere. Not sure exactly where, but it's there somewhere. Because I don't have it.
Is there any chance it's in the Lincoln?
Bill, I checked.
Okay. All right. I don't know. I don't know where to look. I've looked everywhere I can think of to look. But I only could take a few minutes to do it, given what was transpiring. So we got Kate's videos up on my phone, so it's just as well. We got it all to work. That's the only reason we needed it for tonight.
All right. Anyway, you ready for some questions?
Sure.
Okay. Jerry from Peachtree City says, how do you guys pick the appraisers to appraise homes that your buyers are wanting to get? Interesting. You want to answer that, Bill?
So are we talking about a pre-appraisal, or are we talking about?
No. So Jerry is thinking that when pretend Jerry's a buyer and then Jerry goes under contract in a home he wants to get, do we pick the appraisers? And if we do, how do we do that? I think that's what Jerry's asking.
Okay, so in the case of a loan and a loan is involved, the bank is going to put the appraisal request into a pool of appraisers, and it's going to be first come, first serve, or a random selection. I'm not sure exactly how that works behind the scenes with the loans companies, but that's how the appraiser ultimately gets selected, and that makes sure that there's no collusion going on either with the agents or with the lender, and keeping independence of the appraisers. In the case of a buyer who is buying with cash and they're going to select their own appraiser, we've got a few appraisers that we've worked with in the past for just that purpose, that we've used, or we've made acquaintances with appraisers who have been randomly selected. So that's how we have appraisers that we know when we are in a position to select an appraiser. So there's 2 scenarios where we select: if we're doing a pre-appraisal, or if it is a cash offer and we're representing a buyer. Otherwise, it's the bank working it through some type of portal.
All right, cool. Yeah, because a lot of people do get confused with that, and they think that we pick them when it comes time to get a house for our buyers, but that is not the case at all. Okay, Tanya from Sharpsburg wants to know, I'm from Florida. Hey, I'm in Florida right now. I'm from Florida, and over there we have screens all around our pools. Most people do, yes. If I wanted to do that here and then decide to sell one day, would that hurt my home sale, since nobody else here seems to do the Florida thing with screens? Interesting question, Tanya, and a good question too. What do you think, Bill?
We have enough problems with mosquitoes and other types of bugs around here. I see no reason why that wouldn't be perceived as a benefit. We've certainly seen run across a couple of indoor pools, which is, a similar concept.
Yep.
At the end of the day, a pool does not, have a good return on investment. But now you're really talking about screening in a porch, which tends to have a better return on investment than a pool does. So if you have a pool and you want to put a screen around it, I don't see that as being a detriment in the big scheme of things. And I think, folks would see value in that just from the standpoint of, a tiny bit of shade, but more protection from the bugs.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, Georgia has a lot of bugs. Florida has a lot of bugs too. I grew up in Florida myself, so yeah.
I think
that's the one thing.
It's done in Florida, isn't it? Is because of the bugs?
Huh?
It's mostly because of the bugs that it's done in Florida, isn't it?
Well, yeah, I mean, like in Florida, and there's the love bugs. There's love bug season. Oh my God, I remember writing and they come out all at once, probably in the spring. I don't know. I'd have to look it up and research it. But I remember when I was little, riding my bike, and I was like, oh my God, all the love bugs are out, and I had to make sure and keep my mouth closed, and wishing I had like glasses or something, or sunglasses, because they were just like everywhere. Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, so I mean, it's more a mosquito issue, here in Georgia. While you can spray for mosquitoes, a screen's probably even better. So yeah, I mean, I think you get a little more enjoyment out of your pool, and you might even, save on, some wind damage and or things blowing around a little bit with the screen as well. So yeah, I think the screen would be beneficial, and you get, certainly, I'm not going to say
Why
you get
don't we do that? You want to do that with our pool?
Do I want to put a screen on our pool?
Yeah.
It would be extremely challenging just because of the multiple elevations that we have and how our pool is arranged. So I would say no to our pool. But a lot of pools that we've been around, yeah, I would think it would be a good idea, but ours would be challenging.
That's true.
Just because of the multiple elevations.
Okay. Andy from Peachtree City says, what are some of the ways a buyer like me can lose their earnest money? I'm scared to put down a lot of earnest money if there's a chance of it being taken away. Great question, Andy.
So,
Bill?
So while you're in due diligence, which is when you're going to get your inspection done and those types of things, you can walk away at any time and you will get your earnest money back. If you get past the due diligence period, the main things that are going to potentially not allow you to get your earnest money back is if you've got a home to sell. Now, there's a contingency that can be built into the sale that says your home is the purchase is contingent on the sale of your home, and if your home can't sell within a set period of time, then you walk away and yes, you get your earnest money back. The second thing that can happen is that you don't get financing, which could be related to the sale of a home, but it could be unrelated to the sale of your home. So as long as you don't do anything bad like buy a car or make major purchases on your credit card while you're in not due diligence, but while you're under escrow, then if you can't get financing, then there's going to be a financing contingency as well. And again, that's another protection. You need to keep on top of the number of days for both your contingencies and make sure that you pull out before the end of those periods in order to get
Make sure you pull out.
What's that?
No, I just said make sure you pull out.
No.
I'm being stupid. Okay.
So yeah, you need to get out of your agreement and get your earnest money back before the end date of those contingencies. So you need to be careful about those periods of times for those contingencies, but those are your protections to make sure you don't get trapped and lose your money. Now, if you just all of a sudden decide you're not going to go through with it, and you can't trigger one of the contingencies, then yes, you are going to lose your earnest money. But there are protections in place for the buyer so that the things that are part of a normal transaction don't get in the way and make it so that the seller can pocket your earnest money.
Got it. Got it. Makes sense. All right, let's see. Tracy from Noonan says, what does it mean when money is in escrow and who is in charge of the money that is in it? All right, good question, Tracy.
So there are two potential holders of escrow. There's a potential third, but it doesn't happen very often. So if you're the buyer's agent, can hold the earnest money, or the third party closing attorney can hold the earnest money, or in a extreme situation, the seller's agent can hold earnest money, but it's typically the buyer's agent. So the buyer feels somewhat protected that somebody else isn't holding their money that shouldn't be. But the reality is most agencies, most brokerages are actually getting out of the business of holding earnest money, and it's all falling upon the closing attorneys, which are technically independent third parties that don't represent the buyer or the seller, but actually represent the loan company. So your money's protected, and then there are lots of rules around how that closing attorney can make decisions about where the earnest money should go based on if there is a discrepancy in terms of the buyer side thinks it's one way and the seller side thinks it's the other. So your money is protected by a good, reliable, independent third party.
All right. Okay, Isabel from Sonoya wants to know, I have a very old historic home here in Sonoya that I'm going to be selling shortly. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything special that you guys do when selling historic homes? And do y'all have any experience selling historic homes? Isabel, yes, we do have experience in that. In fact, one of our first listings, maybe it was the third listing or fourth listing that we had ever, when we started at the beginning, was a historic home in Sonoya on Baggerly Way. And we actually went to the historic museum in Sonoya to dig up information about the very first owners of that home, okay, which was Dr. Franklin Brandley. Am I saying that right? Brandley?
That doesn't sound right for some reason, but you're in the right ballpark.
Franklin Blake, well, golly, this was like 4 years ago. Franklin Blakely, anyway, now I'm gonna have to look that up. Huh?
I'm drawing a blank too.
I think maybe it's Blakely. Anyway, so we got the information about that, made a booklet of all the pictures that came with that, because I think at one time he had like 19 kids, or maybe it was 11, and some of them were adopted. Anyway, remember that big picture of all the family in front of the front yard, that black and white picture?
Yep.
That was in that booklet. And he was one of Sonoya's very first doctors. I'm going to look it up like right now.
You've got a file somewhere on the computer for it.
Here he is, Brantley. Okay, Dr. Franklin Brantley. Brantly. And then later on, this tricky thing, later on, people started spelling it Tley. So there's some family members that have, gone on through the generations and now they're spelled EY, but the original spelling of that was TLY. Interesting. And remember, we went to the his gravesite too.
Yeah, yeah.
And I got a ticket in Sonoya for going down the wrong way on the one-way road, which
Was just recently made at that point a one-way road. We'd only been about a month.
yeah.
And of course, GPS didn't know that. And it wasn't really signed well because it was a T and it was a do not enter, which you can't see the do not enter when you're pointing perpendicularly at it, and it didn't say no right turn.
And why did
So
we fight that ticket? Were we going out of town or something, or?
we had taken it through the first stage of the fight, and then I think, yeah, we had a conflict and then couldn't go to the second court date.
But yeah,
And
that was,
I was just
that was so
there the
stupid.
other day, and it's the same setup. It still doesn't say no right turn.
It still doesn't say that. And in the cop that pulled me over, he's like, he comes over the car, and I'm so confused because I don't know what I did. I'm like, my gosh, I'm not even speeding. He's like, you went wrong one way on the one-way road or whatever. And I'm like, I said, well, she told me to do it, and I pointed to the car, the GPS, whatever her name is. It's not Alexa, but GPS lady, Gladys. What's her name? I don't know.
It was
But,
Ray, so I don't know. I don't think he has a name.
Whatever. There was no sympathy for me, so got the ticket. I'm like, that's wonderful. And I was like, thank you so much. I didn't know what to say, so I was like, got to be nice about it. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh, That's not even funny to you, Bill. You couldn't even laugh at that.
I am. I'm smiling and I'm laughing. Yeah. I laugh silently most of the time.
Can you change that? Like laugh out
No,
loud or like fake it?
That is who I am. I'm sorry.
Fake stuff.
I'm sorry.
You can fake stuff too. Dang it, man. Ugh. You ready for a joke, Bill?
Sure.
All right. Tomorrow's Groundhog Day, right?
Yep.
I had a lady tell me today that that it was Groundhog Day today, and I was, cold calling on the phone. I talked to her, and I'm like, what? God, and after we hung up, I was supposed to send her a text message and stuff, and then I was like, no, it's really tomorrow. So I sent on the text message, actually, Groundhog Day is tomorrow. Whatever. Anyway, all right, joke. Why is it annoying to watch TV with a groundhog?
Because all you're watching are reruns?
That's not a bad answer. So the answer that Google gave me was they hog the remote.
No.
But yeah, your answer is probably better than this one that they gave. Jesus, I've got a couple of would you rather questions. You want me to ask you those questions?
Sure, go for it.
All right, Bill, would you rather never be able to go out during the day or never be able to go out at night?
I would probably say never at night.
Me too. I like sunshine. All right, Bill, would you rather have a personal maid or a personal chef?
Ooh, probably chef.
Mm-hmm. All right, would you rather have a pause or a rewind button in your life?
Rewind.
Yeah, me too. Rewind. Would you rather be forced to live the same day over and over, like Groundhog Day, again for a full year, or take 3 years off at the end of your life?
Well, I would probably relive the days because the way Bill Murray did it in the movie, that things kept getting better with each attempt. So, and he finally got what he wanted.
Are you going to watch that movie tomorrow?
No.
Why not?
Because I'm sure we'll be watching something else that we've been watching for the last 2 weeks.
Well, and those of us, anybody that knows us, just guess what we're watching. If you guess what Bill and I are watching, we're going to give you a little gift card here. So put it in the comments or text me. Bill?
Yes.
All right. Where's the other one? Bill, would you rather lose the ability to read or lose the ability to speak?
Lose the ability to read. Just read, not see.
It says, would you rather lose the ability to read or lose the ability to speak?
I would say read.
Yeah. Yeah. Because like little kids and babies don't know how to read, but they're communicating.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
So I agree with you on that one.
And,
So.
and then we can always get if we really want books, we can get recorded books. So I don't need to read it.
That's true too. Wow. Well, I hope you guys have a good week. It's not next week that we'll be in California. It's the week after. Okay, so next week we're going to be doing Ask Bill and Kate from the house, but the week after we're going to be in Cal, and that's the night of the concert too. But we might still could do it from there because Arizona is what, 2 hours behind, Bill?
Yeah, 2 hours.
Yeah. So either we'll be standing in line at the concert. Yeah, we'll be doing it while we're standing in line at the concert. So that'd be fun.
Yep. And get that new device to help stabilize everything. Give that a go.
And if you know us, you know me, you know what concert we're going to. So can't wait. Can't wait. That's going to be a lot of fun. 3 concerts we're going to, and we're going to Schwartz and Sandy's twice. You got my text from earlier, right? We're going to be there on the 13th and the 14th.
I got the text, but I have not had a chance to digest or do anything with it. So we can talk about that later.
That's fine. But I heard Tom talk about it on his podcast that they're doing something for Schwartz and Sandy's too on the 14th. So, support. That's why we're there to support. So we'll be there as well. All right, guys, send in your questions. Bill, get the picture to your right and show the picture frame right there that's on top of the fireplace.
You see it?
Yeah. Welcome to the camera with it.
I'm right here.
Whatever. Anyway, 678-628-Kate. That's the number that you call for anything real estate. Send us your questions. Text it to me, info@hatefulgroup.com. Anything else you want to add, Bill?
I can't think of anything.
Okay. All right. Hopefully this was entertaining and informative for you guys. The beginning part stressed me out a lot because we couldn't figure out some stuff, but that's just how it happens.
We ended up having a couple of technical snafus that were unanticipated. So.
Yeah, then we yelled at each other. And then my dad came out. He didn't know what was going on. I'm like, don't worry, Tata, we're just yelling at each other. It wasn't very funny. I think I'm going to have one of my dad's beers.
Sounds good. I might have one too.
All right. Well, all right, we're going to hang this up now, and then we'll call each other. When do you want to start watching that thing? You got some more work to do? What's going on?
I've only got a very small amount of work to do, so I'll call you back probably in less than 10 minutes.
What all do you have left to do?
I have to kind of review where I'm at because I don't quite remember because I had to change gears suddenly.
Okay. Did you send Wayne a text or call him?
Yeah, we'll talk about that in a minute.
Okay. All right. Bye, guys. See you next time.
All right. See you.
Do I end this live?
Yes.
Oh, I gotta end it because I started it, right?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Good night. Let's see. Oh. Finish.